Welcome to a grade 9 lesson, module 14, angles of triangles. Specifically, we're going to look at some criteria in which we use side, side, side and side angle side to prove triangles being congruent. So we're going to quickly look at a check example. The information which is given to you is the information you would use in your statement and in your reasons. So it is given to us. There's two bits of information which is given to us. So therefore you will have two bits of information given. So fill in whatever is given and thereafter go in to see what other information was given to us. We know that if a line is bisected, we will have two angles which are equal. So the two angles which are equal will be angle E1 and angle E2. Right? So this is angle E1. This will be angle E2 because it is bisected by EG. Right? And then we also know that EG is reflexive. So that will come in here. EG, it's reflexive. It's a reflexive property. And EG is line segment EG is congruent to lines congruent sign to EG because it is common in both the triangles. Here we would have E1 is equal to E2. That is angle, okay? This is your angle E1 is equal to angle E2. The definition of angle bisector. And the most important part at the end is to write down whatever you were asked to prove. For example, you had to prove that triangle DEG is congruent to FEG. So that is always your last statement. And you can write down your reason. So if we look for the reasons here, we can quickly ascertain that we got a side, we got an angle, and we have a side. So we can say side, angle, and side. So practice your statements and your reasons. Generally, 3 of your statements are given very easy to find because you would use the 2 which are given and the third one is what you have to prove. So this is always 1, this will be 2 and your third one is whatever you have to prove. In between you will look at what information is given. It's either bisected or reflexive. So let us go ahead and see what do we have to do for these examples. As I said earlier on, they ask you for statements and they ask you for reasons. So go through each example, see what is given, write your given and write your proof at the end, and in between fill in the important information which you find after looking at what is given to you. We shall now look at example 2, which says use side, side, side on the coordinate plane. In this example, you are given the vertices of 2 triangles. You are given the vertices of 2 triangles. Triangle JKL and triangle QNP. You are given all the vertices. And now they are asking you to prove that triangle JKL is congruent to triangle QNP. So the first thing you have to remember here is the distance formula. This is the most important in this example. You have to know the distance formula, and the distance formula states the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So this is the most important formula. How do you use the formula? If you want, you can graph the triangles. And then use the formula to show that corresponding sides have the same measure. If they have the same measure, then we can conclude that they are congruent. If the measures are not the same, then it is not congruent, right? So we have to say, prove that all corresponding sides have the same measure. So in this example, 3 square root 2, 3 square root 2, root of 17, root of 17, root of 17, and root of 17. So we know that this is congruent because all corresponding sides have the same measure. To quickly go through a labeling once again, remember when you get the coordinate, the first one is always your x coordinate. So you write down x1, y1, and then whichever other point you are using, that will be x2, y2. So the most important to remember here is the distance formula and how to use it. You would have to calculate the corresponding distances and see whether they are equal or not. Then you will go to the next one, LK and PN. And then your third one is KJ and NQ. So practice these examples. You got number 7, number 8, 9, and 10 to see whether they are congruent or not. I hope this lesson has helped you. Remember, push yourself. No one else is going to do it for you. All the best until our next lesson. Take care.